Let's talk about installing drivers. Of course, we know that many times a driver comes with software with an executable file that you can run and it will install the driver. But as we said earlier, many times it will also install additional third-party software that you may or may not want on your system. A better way to install drivers is from the device manager. Now, in many cases, when you go to the device manager, you will say, well, I don't see my device anywhere. And you'll open up whatever the class is and you'll say, no, I just don't see my device. If that happens, you can get Windows to try to detect your device. You go up here to Action and then Scan for hardware changes. And it will scan and add any devices that it sees that already don't have drivers installed. If it does have one, then you can certainly go to that device, say Update Driver, and you'll come to a window like this. Now, I can search automatically for drivers, and this will go out online and try to find a driver, but quite often this is what you're going to get back. The best driver for your device is already installed. Or sometimes it will just tell you that you can't find a driver. That's the most common result of doing that. So what I often do then is go Update Driver and then choose Browse My Computer for drivers. And here I can tell it where to look for drivers, and I can include subfolders. So I'm pretty safe if I stick with C Windows System 32, but it may be that I have extracted the drivers from a piece of software, as we talked about earlier, and in that case you'll want to browse somewhere else on your system and point to, somewhere upline of it. You don't have to go directly here because of the subfolders. In fact, if I want to, I can just say C drive and include subfolders, and it'll search my entire computer for the proper drivers. However, it may find more than one, and in that case then you have to make decisions. The other option you have is let me pick from a list of available drivers on my computer, and when you click that, you'll see that sometimes you have more than one driver that you have available to you. Let me go to maybe printers and see if I can see it in that case. So here I have various drivers on my system, and I can choose which driver I want to use for that. If I still really want to select my own, I can say Have Disk. And now I can browse to wherever that disk is, or browse to wherever I think my driver is, and click OK and let it install that driver. So this is really a great way to install drivers, and in fact a better way in my opinion than running the manufacturer installer, unless you want the manufacturer installer to run. And if you're having trouble with the device manager and you have one of those, that may be the only way that you can really go.